Moldy carpets and walls so bad it has forced some Orange police officers to work out of a mobile police station. 22 News reporter David McKay spoke with the chief about these ongoing problems.
Recently, officers have been complaining of itchy eyes, headaches, and scratchy throats, among other health-related issues. Their building, which was originally meant for a medical building, but for the past 25 years it has been used as the Orange Police Department, and for several years now they have been dealing with air quality problems. Back in 2005, they had similar issues due to mold, but it subsided. Yet with the recent weather and dampness, the problem has come back. Their dispatcher, who normally works most of the day inside, has been moved into the mobile station. The chief says they are making strides to make the old building a better working environment.
This whole area is all connected up top. It's going to be an ongoing thing. They told us we have to do it in bits and pieces. You first remove the obvious, which is the carpets. Once those are gone, if the smell is still here, then obviously we have to keep looking. We did find some other areas of concern that we're going to be working with in the boiler room as well as the back room.
Now, some of the officers and the chief himself have been able to stay in their offices because they just don't have those allergic reactions. But they say their job is being done and they want to reassure the community of that. Live from Flagler County, David McKay, 22 News.
We begin with new information. Breaking news from 5 o'clock. Mold discovered in a local police station in the same city where mold has already forced city workers out of 2 city buildings.
We just confirmed that 2 Riviera Beach council members have called for a special meeting Monday night to discuss this expanding mold issue. And News Channel 5's Alyssa Hyman broke this story at 5. She joins us live with the new details. Alyssa?
Well, the city manager told us that the city has already taken action on these issues earlier this year, but the police union told me just this afternoon that the issues are still present and are still a major health concern for the officers. Now, here are some of the pictures of the mold that the officers showed the Police Benevolent Association. The union told us that after we reported on the mold issues discovered in the city council chambers, that's when the officers went to the union to say that they've got the same issues and it needs to be fixed. The union is telling their officers to limit their exposure in the building, wear surgical masks if necessary. And while they say the city is taking steps to address the problem, the PBA president tells us that he believes there might be an even bigger issue with the complex.
It's alarming. It's something that has to be, looked at and taken care of. No. It's been noticed. It's been noticed for months. There's obviously there's a problem with the building, probably a sick building. I think that whole complex is sick.
And the city manager says they are currently working to correct any water intrusion issues and that any other remedial tactics will continue. Now, just a few minutes away will be a ceremony here at the city's fire department. We're told city officials will be there tonight. We're hoping to get even more answers for you later tonight. Reporting live in Riviera Beach, Alyssa Hyman, WPTV News Channel 5.
New at 6 o'clock tonight, the New London Police Department has a problem now on its hands.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with fighting crime. News 8's Tina Detel explains.
This caution sign is always here in this hallway, not only to warn people of a wet floor after it's been mopped, but also because the ceiling often leaks.
The New London Police Union provided these pictures of the hallway during recent rainstorms. But the bigger concern came last week when driving rains soaked the ceiling in the shift commander's office, where a plastic bag hangs to protect files.
The water was coming down like it was a waterfall right here, and it caused the drywall to come down.
Chief Peter Reichert says leaks have been an ongoing problem in the 33-year-old building, which has had flashing problems from the start.
They actually roofed over the windows, so they put a roof in place and they sealed it up.
But that wasn't enough during the recent heavy rains.
From the union's perspective, our concern first and foremost is for the safety and well-being of our members.
The union sent this letter to the Occupational Safety and Health Administration highlighting fears of potential mold and fungi exposure. The city shares the same concerns and brought OSHA in for a consultation and testing before it could respond to that complaint. There were similar concerns back in 2005 when renovation of the dispatch center uncovered a wall of mold.
And members complaining of illness. Well, the same is true now as it was then. Nothing's changed except the date on the calendar. So we're hoping this time that we could all come together and find a solution.
These latest repairs could cost a couple $100,000, which means other public works projects will have to wait.
It's a financial challenge.
Test results aren't expected for weeks, but the city is not waiting for them to get moving on repairs. And by the way, the dispatch center hasn't had any new mold problems since it was renovated nearly 13 years ago. In New London, Tina Detel, News 8.
There's growing concern tonight about a police station in South Jersey. The police union says the building is unsafe due to a mold problem. Don Timoney has the story from Atlantic County.
This is just one small area that's a problem, but the entire department down here is infested with mold and fecal bacteria.
Ray Theriault of the Mainland Police Benevolent Association 77 showing us what he says are unsafe working conditions inside the Mica Township Police Department.
What happens when it rains real hard, the septic overflows and comes through the block wall of the basement offices and right into the police department.
Theriault providing us with video of water running down the walls. He says it smells like sewage and is not healthy for the public to enter the police department. He says employees are actually getting sick.
We've had officers actually need to be hospitalized for sinus problems.
Fox 29 obtained a copy of a report by an environmental company commissioned by the township to look into the situation. The conclusion, quote, the extent of the current existing conditions in the lower level waiting area and PD do not represent a healthy working environment to those who occupy the PD, as they're being exposed to sewage-related bacteria, mold growth, and airborne fungal spores.
It's bad. It's really bad. And quite honestly, they need to move these officers out of here like yesterday into a safe environment until the problems here are addressed.
According to a resolution from June, the Township Committee acknowledged the need to address the 52-year-old police department facility and provide a, quote, safe and efficient workplace. I reached out to the mayor and the Mica Township administrator regarding the issues here, but have yet to hear back. Dawn Timoney, Fox 29 News.
Bat droppings, black mold, and harmful pathogens are just some of the things a new report says were found within the walls of the Flagler County Sheriff's Office Operations Center. To date, close to 40 Sheriff's Office employees have filed claims that the contaminated building made them sick. Channel 9's Mike Springer went through the 49-page report to find out what else it reveals.
These photos Channel 9 obtained from Flagler County catalog just a handful of problems the consultant found within the Sheriff's Operations Center that is potentially making people ill. The 49-page report released yesterday shows testing revealed a multitude of problems with a former hospital that had been converted into the sheriff's offices. The report states it found bat droppings in the southeast part of the building. Testing also found, quote, visible mold growth under the carpet in several offices and in the drywall of the investigations room. Black mold was also found in 2 of the 16 locations that were tested. The sheriff's office stopped operating out of the building in June. Since then, more than 30 employees have filed workmen's compensation claims, arguing that the building and their exposure to it has made them sick. Ailments range from skin rashes to breathing issues. The sheriff's office says the county will decide what to do next. Mike Springer, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
The interim county administrator plans to present the report and its findings to the commissioners. They will then decide on a course of action.
Moosic Police Department was forced from their building after mold was detected on every floor.
And after more than a week in temporary quarters, the department is moving again. The current department has been home to police for the last 20 years, and they've recently discovered mold forced them to close the building and work from some mobile command vehicles and trailers that are stationed near the building. The department doesn't think they'll be able to work in the building again, and they are determining their next step.
They did an air quality test. It took probably 2-3 days before the results came back, and they came back that there's mold on all 3 floors in the building. They have to decide whether they want to clean it up or just find a new location.
The department's new temporary location is on the 800 block of Springbrook Avenue. Officials say a facility to house both the police and fire departments in a more central location in the borough has been discussed.